Rulers and buildings. We shall now discuss about the construction of gardens, tombs and forts. As mentioned in Baburnama, Babur's autobiography, Babur enjoyed planning the layout of gardens called as Chahar Baghs, which translates to 4 gardens as they were symmetrically divided into 4 smaller parts. Mughal kings like Akbar, Jahangir and Shah Jahan built beautiful Char Baghs in Kashmir, Delhi and Agra. Humayun's tomb in Delhi, built during Akbar's reign, was placed between huge formal Char Baghs. Humayun's tomb was built in the tradition known as the 8 Paradises or Hasht Bihisht, meaning a central hall surrounded by 8 rooms. A central dome and a tall gateway called Pishtah, a Persian influence, became a part of Mughal architecture. The reign of Shah Jahan is considered to be the golden age of Mughal architecture. The riverfront garden in the layout of the Taj Mahal in Agra is recognized as the grandest masterpiece of Shah Jahan's reign. The nobles in Agra constructed their garden palaces on the riverbanks of the Yamuna. Shah Jahan also built the walled city of Shah Jahanabad in Delhi with the Red Fort as its center. The audience halls resembled a mosque and were placed within a large courtyard known as Chihil Sutun or 40-pillared halls. The pedestal on which Shah Jahan's throne was placed was referred to as the Qibla, the direction that the Muslims face at the time of prayer. This was an architectural reminder to indicate that the king was a representative of God on earth. Behind the emperor's throne, there are a series of Pietra Dura inlays in the audience hall. Pietra Dura is an art of colored hard stone, which are exquisitely cut to create beautiful ornate patterns. Let us now check our understanding. Question 1. What are the elements of a Mughal Char Bagh garden? Answer. Mughal Char Bagh garden consisted of 4 gardens. These gardens are placed within rectangular walled enclosures and divided into 4 quarters by artificial channels. Next is region and empire. Vijayanagara. The elephant stables at this place were strongly influenced by the architectural styles in the adjoining sultanates of Bijapur and Golconda. Vrindavan. Here, temples were constructed in architectural styles which were very similar to the Mughal palaces of Fatehpur Sikri. When different regions were brought under one large empire, this cross-fertilization of artistic forms and architectural styles took place. The Mughals and architectural style adaptation. They were particularly skilled in adapting architectural styles in their own building construction. For instance, in Bengal, the local rulers had developed a roof that was designed to resemble a thatched roof. This Bangla dome was liked by the Mughals to such an extent that they used it in their architecture. The impact of other regions was also noticeable. Many buildings in Akbar's capital, Fatehpur Sikri, showed the influence of the architectural styles of Gujarat and Malwa. In spite of the waning of the authority of Mughal rulers in the 18th century, the architectural styles developed under their patronage were constantly used and adapted by other rulers whenever they tried to establish their own kingdoms. Let us now check our understanding. Question 1. What is the special feature of Akbar's capital at Fatehpur Sikri? Answer. In Akbar's capital at Fatehpur Sikri, many of the buildings show the influence of the architectural styles of Gujarat and Malwa. Let us now summarize the concepts we have learnt in this chapter under the following points. Point number 1. Various grand buildings and structures were built by the rulers. These came to be known as monuments. Point number 2. We get an insight into the technology used for construction by seeing the monuments. For example, a roof can be built by placing wooden beams or a slab of stone across 4 walls. Point number 3. Between the 7th and 10th centuries, architects started adding more rooms, doors and windows to buildings. Roofs, doors and windows were still made by placing a horizontal beam across 2 vertical columns, a style of architecture called trebuchet or corbelled. Point number 4. There were 2 technological and stylist developments noticeable from the 12th century, which were accurate form of architecture and increased use of limestone, cement in construction. Point number 5. In the medieval period, kings constructed places of worship for 2 reasons. 1. To showcase their wealth, power and devotion to God, and 2. To earn the gratitude of their subjects by building for them areas of use, comfort and need. Point number 6. As temples were depiction of a ruler's power and wealth, so when other kingdoms used to attack another kingdom, they used to destroy the temple as they ultimately destroyed ruler's power. For example, Pandyan king Srimara Srivallabha invaded Sri Lanka and defeated the Jewel Palace. Point number 7. Babur enjoyed planning the layout of gardens called as Chahar Bags, which translates to 4 gardens as they were symmetrically divided into 4 smaller parts. Point number 8. Humayun's tomb was built in the tradition known as the 8 Paradises or Hasht Bihisht, meaning a central hall surrounded by 8 rooms. Point number 9. The elephant stables at this place were strongly influenced by the architectural styles in the adjoining sultanates of Bijapur and Golconda. Point number 10. Vrindavan temples were constructed in architectural styles which were very similar to the Mughal palaces of Fatehpur Sikri. Finally, some interesting trivia for you. 1. The Shalimar Gardens, situated near the Lahore Fort, is a masterpiece of Mughal architecture. It was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site alongside the Lahore Fort. 2. The Badshahi Mosque built by Aurangzeb is one of the top 10 largest mosques in the world. 3. Humayun's tomb is first garden tomb on the Indian subcontinent.